Greetings, I am Khalid Aljassim. As today, we are living in a rapidly increasing technologies era. That's why I've come with a presentation with wireless radio and mobile hacking. Let's begin. Here is an outline of my presentation. What is ethical hacking? Implemented hacking idea, software and hardware technologies used, scenarios based on healthcare and crowded city, and I will be presenting wireless radio hacking, mobile hacking. Radio and mobile final hacking results will be presented as well as references. Let's start. What is ethical hacking? Most of the people don't know what is ethical hacking. Ethical hacking is authorized attempt of breaking into computers, devices, and networks to test the organization defenses. Next, we have implemented hacking idea, which is targeting security devices, attacking secure system, gaining sensitive credentials, breaking security algorithms, decrypting and decoding traffic. Next, we have software technologies used. Our first software is AirSpy. AirSpy is Windows 10 or running on Windows operating system. So it is a SDR, software defined radio application. The second one we have Zadik. Zadik is a software also running on Windows, which installs the necessary drivers for our radio defined USB. So SDR Sharp is also a software defined radio by the company AirSpy. And we can see we have VB Connect, which is virtual cable, which we will intercept, and we will get the output signal noise from those softwares, and then we will input this noise into the decoding software, which is DSD+. DSD stands for Digital Speech Decoder. And then by now we will be dealing with Linux operating system. So I installed virtual machine, which is VirtualBox, running all the recommended softwares for this implementation. I installed GQRX, which is software defined radio, GNU radio, also software defined radio. GRGSM is used to intercept all the GSM users on the cell tower and then expose all the nearby cell towers. And MC catcher is used to catch MC and TMC of this targeted cell tower. MC stands for International Mobile Subscriber Identity. And then I used Wireshark, which is on Linux, to capture live packets from cell tower. The last software that I use is Osmocom RTL-SDR drivers to install recommended and usable drivers by my USB software device. So I use those softwares which is on market because they are compatible with my USB device, and then you can find like bulk on market open source softwares that you can select and choose. Next, we have our hardware technologies used. I used my HP laptop, and then I have two Baofeng walkie-talkies, which is, we can see a reference on the left side, bottom left side image, two walkie-talkies. And then I used the radio USB SDR, RTL-SDR, which is we can see on the top left picture, and then a radio antenna cable, connectors between the cables and the antenna and the USB. Last thing, I used mobile device and run this mobile device on 2G, which is GSM. Next, we have our scenario based on healthcare. As we can see on the left side flowchart I created on healthcare, which is signal hacking. Signal hacking has many branches. I chose these two branches to be a part of this implementation. We have physical security and we have departments. Let's focus now on physical security. On physical security, we have security guards and security devices. Under security devices, we have cameras, walkie-talkies, etc. And we can see security guards also using walkie-talkie. Okay, on camera side, we have digital camera and IP camera, which is over internet. Let's go to the other branch of signal hacking, which is departments. Under departments, I chose those three very important departments on hospital, which is ICU, emergency department, surgery department. All of those has hardware devices. And those under hardware devices, example, we have anesthesia system, surgery backup system, heartbeat sensors. Imagine a hacker intercept all the radios, all the signals. He attacked this network and he has a full control of those systems. What can he do? I'll give you an example. He can overdose patients and they could be killed from that attack. So on the right hand side, as we can see, I designed this frequency range for the used walkie-talkies. I implemented we can see in the center it's a cell tower. Okay, and then we have two walkie-talkies, and the green area is the range of those walkie-talkies. Imagine an attacker comes and MITM, man-the-middle attack. He intercepts the signals between two communication devices and he launches his attack. Next, we have wireless radio hacking. We have radio frequency. This is the steps of the wireless radio hacking that I implemented. Radio frequency scanning, radio interference, signal decoding, digital to speech decoding, and saving recorded speech for later use. Next, we have scenario based on crowded city. So as on the left side, we can see I put a picture that I created on Bahrain, Manama, exactly in Salmaniya. So it is MC catching. I use this term MC catching. As we can see a cell tower in the center and a cell tower range. And all these mobile devices connected to that cell tower and communicate with each other. And then an attacker comes and set up his laptop or any device with an antennas and external hardware devices which is used for MC catching, GSM catching, etc. He launches the attack on cell tower, reverse engineering all the security algorithms to intercept and to gain details on the connected devices. He gets a TMC, which is a temporary mobile subscriber identity, and the MC. And he can get the keys, the encryption keys and decryption keys for this cell tower, which he can execute more commands and malicious softwares in those connected devices. He can intercept voice calls, SMS messages, live location tracking. Next, we have mobile hacking. These are all the steps that I use. Scanning nearby cell towers, gathering cell tower information, scanning all connected GSM TMZ, targeting specific TMZ, live packet capture using Wireshark, as I said, decrypting packets, reverse engineering security algorithms, live listening to calls, messages with location tracking. Next, we have radio final hacking results. As we can see here, we can see a lot of things going on. On the left side, we have our AirSpy SDR software, which is this all operation or this implementation is running on Windows 10 operating system. So as we can see, I programmed my walkie-talkies on a frequency channel for 464 megahertz. And then I pressed the PPT button to communicate over the two communication devices, and I was intercepting using the spectrum. As we can see here, we have like waves, then white wave going long side up. So this can show us that there is a signals going on, there is a communications going on. So what I did, I started by using DSD interface, which is digital speech decoder, which opens those interfaces here, as we can see. This interface is for configuration. This interface will show us the speech spoken over the communication between the two devices. And here, in this blue interface, we can see the signals received. So then when I have everything set up, then I started recording on this software. I started recording the received signals within the decoding and decrypting. As we can see in the bottom of the picture, I have my recorded file saved on my laptop, and then I double click it, and I am able to hear everything that they said over the two communication devices, which is very dangerous. So my mobile final hacking results. Here I am using Linux operating system. As we can see, I am running GRGSM with options of scanning on normal user. This is DJ, my normal Kali Linux user. And then what is this command doing? This command is outputting all nearby cell towers. As we can see, here is the RFCN code for this for all these cell towers. The frequency band of this cell tower, CID is a cell tower identification, LAC is a location area code, MCC mobile code, mobile country code, MNC mobile network code. Power is the power signal of this cell tower. As we can see, the highest cell tower power is the first one, which is running on frequency 932 megahertz, which is our target now. Then I open another terminal, which is on root. As we can see, root at Kali. This is I am running commands on root user. So I am using Python 3 to run MC Catcher and with the options of sniffing. So I am sniffing for TMZ, temporary mobile subscriber identity, and MC, international mobile subscriber identity, which will give us more information and very useful information. So then when I run the first command, it opens for me a we can say an interface with a signal spectrum. As we can see, on the x-axis we have the frequency megahertz, y-axis relative gain dB, decimals. So this is the captured signals. We can see the live signals that we are receiving, and we are setting our frequency, as we said, on the first cell tower, 932 megahertz. Then we open Wireshark. Wireshark listening to loopback 0 and the first interface here within filter of E212.MC. So here we will be capturing all the MC number of the connected mobile devices to the first cell tower. So they will be presented within this terminal. So another thing, we run again Wireshark on loopback 0 interface, and then we have our filter on ICMP and GSM tab, because GSM tab encapsulates the packets received to UDP IP packets, so it's easier to capture it using Wireshark. So we can get more information on the received packets. We can find information about the keys used for encryption and decryption, all the useful data that we can encrypt, and we can listen, as I said in the previous slides, we can listen to voice calls, SMS, and we can have live location tracking. And by now I can say thank you. This was my presentation, which is reference to my project, which is Khalid Aljassim Ethical Hacking Project, and this is my ID Ethical Hacking Project, as well as I will put this video on YouTube, and I will put this video link here. So it is useful for ethical hacking courses. This is educational, for educational purposes only, as we know that hacking is bad term used, so we are using ethical hacking, which is a good term to be used. So we noticed that everything we will do is illegal if it's out of the range. We must stay on the legality range of doing educational videos. And thank you. As the disclaimer, I want to say that I didn't, like on my results, I didn't mention any of the connected devices, mobile devices, MCs and TMCs, and any information of personal or the community members. And thank you for listening and watching my YouTube video.